Tune.
Both. Sometimes a tune starts happening, right? And you just start thinking this tune will pop into your head, right? And then thoughts start to go across with it, right? But I'd say mostly I have a thought about what I want to write first, and then I kind of get off on the what I'm going to write with the words first. Well, that's an easy one because typically when I have something I want to write, I it's because of some experience. Something hits you that is very familiar, that resonates with you. So songs typically resonate with me. Like this song in particular, um, when you get up there and you're putting a song out there, you're putting a little bit of yourself out there for people to hear, right? And so you always, there's a little intimidation about that. What are people going to think when they start to hear it? But you know what happens is you need that catchy tune because they like the tune first. They'll catch the tune. They might listen to the words, but they'll catch the tune, right? Until you're really comfortable with it, right? It's like, I used to think I'm not going to tell them it's a song I wrote. I'll be playing songs of others, and then all of a sudden I'll pop in with my song and see what the reaction is. Well, somewhere along the road, and once you get to be 60, you don't really give a damn what other people think. So now I'm quite happy to say it. And I think sometimes you just have to read your crowd, right? If your crowd is very into your music and they're very into having a good time and everything, you can pop, hey, here's a song I wrote, and then they'll listen and they're right there with you. So you just have to be able to read your crowd on that one, I suppose. But it's definitely easier to sing somebody else's song until you're comfortable with yours, right?
People that have been hearing you perform for a lot of years, like your children, did they even know that was your own song?
I don't know.
We didn't.
I don't know.
We had no idea until very recently.
Just certain songs pop in and they become part of your repertoire, and you're not always like, oh, this is an original I wrote. I don't do that. I just kind of go with the flow of the music and what I think the crowd is responding to.
How long have you been playing the guitar?
Since high school. So
How-
that would be about over 40 years.
And how did you learn?
There were certain songs that I really enjoyed.
Like?
And I was always musical because I was in the high school band, and I tried to learn the piano and wasn't able to be patient with that. But one day I just picked up the guitar and started playing it, and I played songs that I really liked, and I picked songs that were easy to play that I really liked. And so I started playing, and then when I joined the Navy, I had nothing but time on my hands. We were floating on the ocean, so we played the guitar all the time and learned a lot from people. So mostly I'm self-taught. So Sinister Man was a story about, I had lived. I was still very young. I still had not actually met Ellen yet, so I wasn't even married yet. But we'd come across the country in my van, and we'd had a very close call. We had an accident and almost took us all out. And there was three of us in the van. Of course, Michael, Charlie, and I. But um, I remember getting to California, and so this is 1978, and I'm driving up a mountain in my van, and it hit me about how lucky I had been through several encounters in my life that I was still here. And so the song Sinister Man was about, um, the man's got a plan. I don't know what it is, but he keeps hanging on to me because I've had some pretty close calls in my life, and I'm still here. So that's what that song's about. That's why it still resonates with me. It's about a real trip. It's about real stuff that happened to me in my life, and so it means a lot to me.
Do you think that's something music is missing today? Is that meaning?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, the real commercialized music's just about commercialized music, but there's still a lot of artists out there who are writing from their heart and writing from their soul, and that's probably why I'm not a world famous rock and roller, because I'm a backyard. Been playing for 40 years, had a lot of fun, different bands, but comes from the heart.
Do you remember every song you've written?
Yes, absolutely. And I have a book of things where I've written songs on napkins, on the back of matchbook covers, on and they don't even make matchbook covers anymore. Okay, and so yeah, I write them down. I keep all the lyrics, and even at those that haven't come to songs yet, you know, and yep, can remember them all. Sinister Man.
Stuck up by a bum, ripped off in my hometown, cause I did not own a gun. Times I thought my life had come completely to the end, but here I am, my friend. I'm a sinister man, but the man's got a plan and he holds on to me. I'm a sinister man, but the man's got a plan and he holds on. Could have had me on the highway in my ride, doing double whippets, not thinking about the drive. Banged along a guardrail, rested on a hill. I don't know why he didn't take me, don't suppose I ever will. I'm a sinister man, but the man's got a plan and he holds on to me. I'm a sinister man, but the man's got a plan and he holds on. Sinister man, living by the plan. Sinister man, I get away with what I can. Oh, I'm a very sinister man. Sometimes I get to feeling, Lord, I wonder why. It's hanging on to someone such as I, cause I'm a very sinister man. Holds on and on to me. I'm a sinister man, but the man's got a plan and he holds on. I've been beaten in an alley, I've been stuck up by a bum, ripped off in my hometown cause I did not own a gun. At times I thought my life had come completely to the end, but right. Man's got a plan and he holds on.
Woohoo! That's the